our last story, we saw our toys escape a spooky motel. In today's story, we'll see Woody be a cowboy in action in Woody's Wild West Rescue. Let's get started. Sheriff Woody knelt atop the rocky mesa, looking down at the train thundering across the terrain below him. There was money aboard that train, and that worried the sheriff. Kablam! Oh no! An explosion blew a hole in the roof of one of the train cars. One-Eyed Bart, Woody mumbled as the outlaw climbed atop the train, holding bags filled with stolen money. Woody whipped out his lasso and rappelled down the rocky slope toward the speeding train. After a swift backflip, he landed atop the train, facing the outlaw head on. "You've got a date with justice, One-Eyed Bart," Sheriff Woody announced to the criminal. But had Woody spoken too soon? Yeah! It was One-Eyed Betty. She knocked Woody right off the train. Ka-thunk! Woody landed right behind Jesse atop a galloping bullseye. "I think you dropped something, mister," Jesse yelled up to Bart. Woody grinned. He knew his loyal companions would show up to save him. "Give it up, Bart," Woody shouted. "You've reached the end of the line." But One-Eyed Bart pulled out a detonator, pressed the button, and kablam! A bridge over a deep canyon blew up. The two outlaws jumped into their getaway car. "It's me or the kitty, Sheriff," One-Eyed Bart called. "Take your pick." There were orphans on that train headed toward the canyon. Woody knew what he had to do. Save the orphans first and catch the outlaws later. "Ride like the wind, bullseye," he shouted. "Yee-haw!" shouted Jesse. As Bullseye galloped up to the next train, Woody leaped from the horse and tumbled into the train's engine car. "Woody, hurry!" screamed Jesse. The train was speeding off the severed rails of the track, with nowhere to go but down. Woody found the brake lever and pulled with all his might. The brakes squealed but did little good as the entire train tumbled into the abyss. "No!" cried Jesse in disbelief. "Could this really be the end of Woody?" "Not today," shouted Buzz, Woody's best friend. The flying spaceman quickly caught the train, rescuing Woody and all the orphans too. Jesse whooped in delight. Bullseye bucked happily. "Ha ha!" laughed Woody. "Now let's catch some criminals. To infinity and beyond," shouted Buzz. Buzz swiftly flew down and used his laser to slice Bart's getaway car in two. One-Eyed Betty and One-Eyed Bart tumbled to the ground along with their getaway drivers. "Reach for the sky," Woody told the convicts. "You can't touch me, Sheriff," One-Eyed Bart snarled. "I brought my attack dog with a built-in force field." Suddenly, a huge wiry dog appeared. He created a giant force field hubble to protect One-Eyed Bart, his nefarious wife, and their sidekicks. But Woody had something even better. "Well, I brought my dinosaur, who eats force fields." Woody swung around and gave Jesse the signal. "Yo-lay-hoo!" yodeled Jesse. The ground exploded at the sound of her yodel, and an enormous dinosaur clawed its way from under the cracked earth. But there was no time for celebrating. An enormous shadow covered them. The Dr. Evil Porkchop spaceship hovered overhead. After lifting the criminals to safety, Dr. Porkchop opened his cork hatch. Soon, his huge army of monkeys dropped and attacked Sheriff Woody's heroic team. Sheriff Woody turned to his best friend. "Buzz," he shouted, "shoot your laser at my badge." "Woody, no," Buzz begged. "It will kill you." But It was their only chance. Buzz aimed carefully. His laser beam bounced off Woody's shiny badge and hit the spaceship, crashing it onto a nearby mesa. Victory! The monkeys began to scatter. Charge! Shouted Woody, and everyone did, flinging monkeys left and right. Good job, fellow deputies, Sheriff Woody shouted as the spacecraft sizzled behind them and the monkeys scampered away. Now let's go find a jail for these outlaws and some homes for those orphans. His friends cheered. It was another victory over evil for Woody and his team in the Wild West. The end.